welcome to my channel. So as you can see, I look cray and I've already done one eye because my videos go on for a long time and I didn't want to take ages on the video by doing both eyes. So this one's done, but I'll go through the step by step. This isn't finished yet, but it's the basics. So the first step is primer. As you know, it's my favourite photo finish, and this is oil free, which is perfect for my skin because I have oily skin. I was told by the clinic lady that my skin's combination, but the more I read, I think my skin is just oily. I mean, it's not oily here ever, it's more just the T-zone. But it does, you know, by the end of the night, if I haven't powdered, I do get quite a bit of oil here and sort of around here. So this is perfect if you're going to use a primer, which you should. You should use a primer. I never used to use one, and now I don't really know how I ever looked nice with that one because I feel like it keeps my foundation in place all day and makes me look just as flawless as can be. If you're going to use one though and you have oily skin like I do, use an oil-free primer because you don't want to add oil to oily skin and then put makeup on because that'll just slide right off. So moisturiser, then primer. Now before I do my foundation, I'm actually going to do my other eye because whenever I put eyeshadow on, I know some people like to do foundation and then wipe away the underneath, which I do sometimes, but if I'm going for quite a heavy smoky eye, I like to do it before I put my foundation on so that my foundation still looks perfect even with my eye done. And it also means if, you know, you're not the most perfect at doing eye makeup, do it before you do your foundation, because all you need to do is get a baby wipe away any of the excess where you've got anywhere, any mistakes, and you know, there's no problems. If you've done all your face perfect and then you do your eye makeup and mess it up, and then you have to start messing with it, and then your eye gets all red and gross, and then you've got eyeshadow, mascara, or you poke yourself in the eye, you know, it's quite common, it happens, and then your makeup's ruined, and then you want to cry, and that makes it worse. So if I'm ever doing a sort of heavy eye makeup look, I always do it before my foundation because, you know, no one's perfect, you are going to make mistakes, and this way you can wipe around, get all the crap off, any sort of fallen dusties, anything you do wrong, and then you can make your face beautiful afterwards. Okay, so let me start. So, eyeshadow, I'm using the Naked palette by Urban Decay. It's the best palette. As you can see, it comes in all my favourite colours. Smoky. Okay, so the brushes I'm using today is, I'll put the link below, but it's from a professional makeup brush that I use. So none of them have numbers or anything, it just comes in a big set, but they're brilliant. I'm also going to be using my Urban Decay brush that comes in the little brush packet because that's really good. Okay, so I'm going to be using the colour Naked to begin with. Okay, and I'm just going to press that on. This is just the base colour, so this doesn't have to be too neat. I'm just looking in my mirror over here if you see me look. So put this all over the base, and this will make any eye makeup that you put on top of this stick. Okay, next I'm using Book. It's a slightly darker tan brown colour. Again, if you always start out and up, you're never gonna make too much of a mistake. Whereas if you get a big clump and then put it sort of here, or you know, that's when you're going wrong. Whereas as long as you start about here and then blend it in, because you want the darker colours to be on the edge anyway, because that gives the exotic sort of cat eye look. You're never going to have too much trouble, to be honest. And then I'm just going to take Virgin, which is the very pale whitey pinky colour, which is this colour. And I'm just going to put that up through my eyebrow for now. And in the corner of my eye. And then I'm going for Dark Horse, which is this colour. Again, just pat it on along the base and in the corner. And then take this brush again, just blend. Now I'm going to tell you the secrets to eyeshadow, because I used to think no matter what I did it was always very complicated, there was techniques, or I'd look silly, or it's very easy. Basically, you always want the lightest colour here and the darkest colour here. You can still have a dark colour in the inner eye, but just blend out. Always when you put on your eyeshadow on, start in the corner and work in, so that way it'll always be much lighter here anyway. Never take eyeshadow up to here, it just looks weird. Unless you're like some, I don't know, it just looks weird. You're obviously always gonna, as you've seen on my eyebrow tips last week, you're always going to want where your eyebrow will finish when I eventually draw them on. But the corner of your nose to the edge of your eye is the most flattering shape. This gives you an exotic-y sort of cat eye type feline look. So this is where also you want your eyeshadow to finish, is about here. Okay, just draw a line so we know. So as long as you never go past that line, your darkest colours are in that line, and you never go over this bit, you're never really going to look that bad. And always have a blending brush, so every time you apply a colour, blend, put more on, blend, pat and blend. Pat and blend. And it's never going to go too far wrong, to be honest. So I'm going to put a bit more dark horse on. So I'm just going to pat that on. Again, we don't want it to go too far past here. And then take it, if you can hear that noise, that's Peggy, the naughtiest bunny in the world. No! And then the blending brush again. Okay, you're also going to want to take this lighter colour underneath the eye. Obviously our eyes are going to be, you know, nearly black by the end of it, but it all helps you create the nice smoky look. Okay, and obviously you want a darker shade in the crease, because that makes your eyes look just bigger and more pretty, I always find. So just get in the crease there. You can feel sort of where your eyeball is and where the brow socket, that crease right there. So got it anatomy. Just gonna top up this eye to match. Okay, now taking the darker colour, which is Creep. And you can pretty much use the same eyeshadow brush for the whole eye, because you're starting light and getting dark, so it doesn't make too much of a difference. So pack that on again. Outer corner, along the crease. Again, you're going to want to follow this sort of line that we've done here. As you can see, it's starting to head up this way. Okay, so this is my eyeshadow. Okay, and as I was saying before, if you're not happy with it, this is the benefit of not having done anything to your face, because you can alter it with a baby wipe. Okay, so I think it goes a little bit too wide here, so I'm just gonna take it up. Same here. Drop it off a little. Okay, so my foundation, I'm going to be using the Bobbi Brown foundation stick. and my shade is in Honey, which is number 5. This is a little bit darker, probably what I'd wear for the next few weeks until my skin darkens up a little bit in the sun. But obviously Selena Gomez is very dark. We need to have quite sort of nice darker skin for this anyway. If you're quite pale and you want to bronze up your skin for this, obviously there's fake tan you can use on your face. Obviously don't look orange. Or you can put on maybe 1 shade darker foundation. I wouldn't go much darker than that because you get sometimes like you look a bit dirty or orange and they're not good looks. And then just brown up your face with a bronzer that you use. I can't decide what I think of this foundation. I'd heard a lot of good things about it, so I went and got one. And I do love it. I do think it makes your skin look quite flawless, and it's lovely to put on because it's just in a stick. Brilliant for carrying around in your bag, or if you're going out and want to do any touch-ups, it is good. And it also isn't very messy because it's just in a stick. You just dab on the areas where you want a little bit more coverage. It's my bunny. This is Peggy being naughty yet again. Woo! I need to be nice. Stop eating things. So obviously if you want the skin to look flawless, I'm going to use a translucent powder. This is the Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder, and this is in translucent colour. Now I did have a lovely powder puff for this, which my sister must have also thought was lovely because she then took it and I haven't seen it since. So I use the same brush as my foundation, which is my little stubby brush. You can use another one, but I like to use this one because it just sets in any foundation and powder that's left. Because this was quite expensive. This was a little treat product. This was about, I think it was £27. I'll put the details below. But it is lovely, and I've had this since last year maybe. I don't know why I'm looking at the bottom, it doesn't tell you when I've had it since, but I've had it a long time and I still have like a whole pot left, if you can see there. Okay, so next is bronzer. I'm using Hoola Benefit bronzer, which I've used in some of my other videos, and my big bronzing brush. Tap the excess off and then soak in your cheeks. And then do the number 3, as I always do. So, now I had my photo took yesterday and I think I'm eating too much because I'm starting to get the chin, the dreaded chin. So I'm going to be putting a little bit more around my jawbone to make it look like I have a slimmer face and that I have a good jaw. Not that I'm a man, I don't want like, you know, always a handsome masculine jawline, not like that. More just for skinniness, and also in the temples because that's where you get brown, and if you're trying to bronze up your face, these are the places to go. Looking at the picture of Selena Gomez, her cheeks have got a slightly flushed colour on, even though it's not too much, it's not too bright. So because of this, I'm going to use my number 7 cheek tint. This is, well, blush tint. It's called Rosebud. It's so cute. I'm going to take my MAC 130 brush and just buff that on the end. Do this lovely pairs. Like I said, this is just to warm up your complexion a tiny bit, but we don't want it to be too much of the face. I haven't done my concealer yet because I've still got to obviously finish my eye makeup. So next I'm going to do eyebrows, because Selena Gomez's eyebrows are quite a strong look in this, but obviously she has really dark eyebrows anyway, which, as we've discovered, I don't, and it makes me cry. So I'm using my MAC Embark matte eyeshadow. My bunny is being very quiet, which makes me suspicious that she's up to something. I might have to go and look for her in a minute. So I'm using my Angle Model Zone brush. I'm just going to fill them in a little bit. It's up to you if you want a strong brow in this look or not. Like I said earlier, you can go as far as this or as... You can go as far with this or as little as you choose. It's obviously your preference. I'm just going to do how it looks to me in the video. My camera actually just died, so I can't remember what we're up to, but I basically just coal black eyeliner pencil and the rim of my eye right into the corner up here and across my my eyelashes there. Okay, next I'm gonna apply my false eyelashes, well, false eyelash because I already have one on. Just curl my eyelash quickly. And put some mascara on. Today I'm using Benefit Bag Gal Lash. This is actually a really nice mascara. It just helps create a more natural effect when you have the eyelashes on if you have mascara on underneath, because it makes them blend in a little bit nicer. Gives them something to rest on also. So the false eyelashes I'm using today are the Katy Perry Oh Honey eyelashes, which are these. These are probably my favourite sort of everyday eyelashes. They make your eye a really pretty shape, but also they make your eye a really pretty shape, but they're also just quite natural. I don't think you'd notice too much. I don't think you'd notice too much that you have them on. So I'm just going to take the eyelash glue it comes with, or whatever eyelash glue you're using. Just pop that over the seam of the eyelash, and then I leave that to dry for about 20 seconds. Hold either end of the eyelash like this, and then close my eye and place them on, and then just alter them slightly when they're on my eyelashes to where about they should be, and then just take a brush or tweezers and just press them on. And then I just go along and push it on with a brush, just to make sure they're in place. Okay, that's what that looks like. And then just take my eye pencil, and obviously hers are really smoky, so I'm just going to go over this line again. And what I like to do is just do little lines like this under my eye, because that sort of drags it down and makes it a little bit smokier. In the corners, not all the way. Down as much. And then obviously just take a brush and put it in. So to the final step, you want just a little bit of concealer. This is my Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage. I can take a brush or just use your finger for this. And then you can just take that under the eye here, where any makeup might have fallen from the eye makeup. Now the final product is the lips. Obviously the main part of this look. MAC in Lady Danger, which looks like this. It's so pretty. Now I either like them really like a bloody vampy deep red or a really orangey red. This is a much more summer colour, which is nice also when you've got a bit of colour and tan to your skin. But this is also, I think, identical to what she wears because her lipstick is quite an orangey red in the video, more so than a red. So I'm going to use this. Okay, and the best makeup trick I was ever taught, finger, this, because as you'll see you get excess lipstick on your finger which saves it going from on your teeth. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed.